Random rewards are so sweet. Honey's all that I can see. Blame nature, why don't you? I make no apology. I'm in love with a meme. About as real as a dollar, and it makes me wanna scream. I wanna be a millionaire. I'm not weak or lazy. I'm like electricity. I'm the path of least resistance. Always lies the way for me. I'm in love with a meme. About as real as a dollar, and it makes me wanna scream. I wanna be a millionaire. Go dash, 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 dash. Go dash, 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 Doge Daddy, yeah. Go dash, 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 dash. Go dash, 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 Doge Daddy, yeah. Dancing Teslas and SpaceX. This techno king is on a roll. There is no shame in his game. He's having fun, he's in control. I'm in love with a meme. About as real as a dollar, and it makes me wanna scream. I wanna be a millionaire. Go dash, 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 dash. Go dash, 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 Doge Daddy, yeah. Go dash, 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 dash. Go dash, 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 Doge Daddy, yeah. I see stars when I hear Dodge. Forget the moon, I'm off to Mars. Cash is trash, is confetti. So dollar bills can kiss my go dash, 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 dash. Go dash, 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 Doge Daddy, yeah.
There we go. Guys, hope you're doing well. Welcome to live stream. The last one. How you guys doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you survived yesterday. So, there is that. But, before we start, I just want to say, I am serious. It's not clickbaiting title. I think it's over. Okay? That said, I'm going to show you a little bit charts, what I've been thinking, what I've been looking at. It looks ugly. It looks very, very, especially for altcoins. Altcoins look very, very ugly, but that's the thing. And sometimes you just gotta accept what's happening. There is, of course, Hopium. I'm gonna show you the Hopium and why I think there might be another pump or whatever. Called that get bounce, called it not. Maybe we already had that get bounce, so you're gonna see that. But yeah, guys, I think we might be coming. So it is still early, well, early October. So you guys still November, December, like that's 2.5 months left until the end of the year. Unfortunately, end of the year up here, last time over here, this was actually the top. I'm gonna explain to you why this was the top. This over here, what's happening right now, this is called exhaustion pattern, and this exhaustion pattern right now coming to some kind of ending, and I don't see it going above 140, 150 as I actually thought. And I will also show you the pattern that I had on the chart and the pattern that I was expecting to play out. Right now it does not look like it's gonna play out, so there is that. But I will show you what I've been looking at and why I think it might be over. Now you do your, I do me, you do your money, I'll do my money. We all cry in our corners. That's the life, but that's how these things goes. Unfortunately, altcoins didn't perform that well during this cycle. Bitcoin did perform well. I mean, anybody who bought Bitcoin down at 15 to 20k down there, down here in back when we were watching the charts and everybody was buying. Unfortunately, I bought too much altcoins over here. Unfortunately, especially bad altcoins. So I'm down by a bunch. That said, especially over there on this last dump over here. But then anybody who bought down here is right now still majorly in profit up here on top. Ethereum, on the other hand, did not create a new all-time high. It's still sitting over here. You see over here on the monthly time frame, still sitting up here. It stepped the previous high over here. Still didn't make the all-time high. But I've been bullish on Ethereum even just before this last drop. I was still bullish on Ethereum. I'm expecting Ethereum to go to 7k up here to something like that. So there is still hopium. There is still hopium, but I don't want to live in hopium. And you know, that's life. That said, we're gonna talk about a little bit about first about Bitcoin, why this exhaustion pattern up here is actually very, very bad. And then we're gonna look at, you know, Bollinger Bands, other indicators. And I'm gonna also show you this very last candle up here. This is what I was actually fearing. So over here, when we are here at the top, over here, when we are over here at the top, you know, there was this exhaustion pattern. So over here, we came to the top. This was top over here in 2024, December 24. We pulled back, and once we came up here towards upside, it started doing this, you know, zigzag pattern, right? It went up and it starts doing this zigzag pattern. But this zigzag pattern is going towards upside. You can see over here, it's going towards upside, right? So when it started happening, I was having my, you know, doubts, but the problem over here at the top, and the reason I didn't think it was the top over here, is that this over here is very, very flat. And when you see stuff like this over here, that there is a very, very flat top over here, it usually means that, you know, there is some kind of sell wall, people are selling and stuff like that. That's normal, but we didn't have that, complete exhaustion pattern. It started doing that over here, but the way this was very flat, I was very optimistic that this is gonna break above a 120, and you can see over here we did that. So last week when we actually broke over here above the 120, and if you go to a little bit small time frames down here, when we went down over here, even down here on the bottom, there was a box. We are stupidly bullish still over here on the bottom, and of course it went towards the upside. And once it actually started going towards the upside, I was expecting consolidation here, maybe even a pullback, but the fact that we actually dumped over here towards downside, that was actually very, very bad. So if you look at chart over here on the weekly time frame, this candle, this green candle up here towards the upside, that was very important, that we need to break the 120k, but we are not holding 120k. Not only that, we are, you know, we crashed down, and right now it looks like over here that this is gonna be engulfing bearish candle towards downside, which is actually very, very bad. But this is one of the things that did not should not have happened, right? So for us to stay bullish, I was hoping this, you know, this cannot happen. I was thinking, you know, we might get, you know, big candle down and then it's gonna be over like right now, but I was hoping that it's not going to be the case. I was hoping it's going to manage to stay above 120k and then continue towards the upside after that. Now, the theory that we had, or the theory that I had, is that this is over here expanding musical instrument that's going towards the upside. So if you look at a chart like this over here, this is the chart goes towards the upside, it goes something like this over here. You know, the theory was how these patterns actually play out, right? And you can see over here that we hit the top, you know, over here we hit it 2 times, we created the line, we hit this top, that's why this over here was actually the top. And then, you know, when you got some kind of expanding musical instrument towards upside, or expanding a wedge towards upside, there is 2 ways how these things play out. The first way is you come over here, and then you go down towards downside. That's actually what we're doing, we're just doing it a little bit differently. The second way is actually you break this towards the upside, this expanding musical instrument towards the upside, then you do what's called exhaustion pattern up here towards the upside, and then you go right back down again, and that's over, right? So I was actually expecting and more hoping than expecting, especially since all season was nowhere to be seen, that this is gonna be the case. But I can no longer believe that this is gonna be the case after the yesterday's dump. Yesterday's dump was actually telling us right now that you know, this is pretty much right now the big signal that this is going to continue towards downside. Now we are not yet out of the wedge, we are not down here when we are having capitulations move or anything like that, but we did have a very, very bad move yesterday. Now could we have some kind of, you know, dead cat bounce even towards upside? Could this recover and continue all the way again towards upside over here? I mean, there is still time. If you look at a monthly time frame over here, there is still time for this to, you know, recover up here and continue for another 2 months and then do the move towards downside. But right now it does look like this might actually continue towards upside. That's why I'm saying I think it's over. I don't actually know whether it's over or not, but there is a good chance it might be. So me being the good guy, you know, love you guys, haven't been streaming in ages, you know, stop doing Bitcoin dailies and all of that. I just got very, very bored of the charts and everything else, but I thought it was important to tell you what I think. Now, exhaustion pattern up here at towards the end. There is exhaustion pattern up here. It goes something like this. This is the channel, give or take, and you can see up here that after this top up here in December 2024 when altcoins actually had big moves towards upside. So over here, when we last pumped over here towards upside during this part over here, altcoins actually exploded. I don't know if you remember that, but I remember that very well because my wife said, Sasha, we should have sold after it was done, right? But we didn't do that, right? And then we pulled back towards downside and we had this exhaustion pattern towards upside. And then this exhaustion pattern, oftentimes in bull markets, you get exhaustion patterns at the top because stuff goes towards upside. People are still bullish, but there is a lot of selling going on. And then you go towards downside. And that happened previously as well. Let's try to find a chart over here. This is a weekly time frame. Here we go. You can see over here in 2020, this is in 2021 when we started doing this zigzag pattern towards upside and then drop down, right? That happened over here. That was a big move up here. This is exhaustion pattern towards top because there was a big euphoria up here and there was a lot of selling going on, and then we dropped down, right? We dropped out big time over here, and then we again did this secondary move up here toward the previous top and then pulled back. Now you could say that this move up here was expected because this just went way too fast towards downside. This was also during May, so you know over here this is December pullback towards downside. So we got the top up here around April, May over here, top up here. We pulled back and then we went into December up here to retest that and then pull back towards downside. Over here is a little bit different. Over here we had the top up here in December. We pulled back and then we went for this exhaustion pattern up here towards the upside, and right now it's pulling back. I can no longer believe that, you know, we're gonna break this expanding musical wedge towards upside. I mean, it's very hard for me to believe that this is gonna be the case. Something special needs to happen. We need this weekly candle over here to pump right back up there again, and we got some kind of green candle back up there again, and then continue towards the upside. I mean, that's the only thing that I can see right now. We need something big to happen. But if you look at the small time frames over here, if you go to 4-hourly time frames, let's go to this chart over here, 1-hourly time frame. You'll see over here we are right now having what's called exhaustion pattern towards downside. So we dumped down big time. There was everything capitulated big time towards downside, and people often think, yes, longs are right now liquidated, there is no more longs left, so you gotta put new longs in and go towards upside. And over here there's still selling going on and pushing price down. So I have a very good feeling that this might pump again a little bit towards upside because before it goes down again, which is pretty much my theory right now. What is the next move? But these are very small time frames, right? If you invert the chart over here, you'll see over here that it's doing this exhaustion pattern. So after this move up here towards upside, massive liquidations. Over here right now doing this exhaustion pattern, it flips over, and then you have a bigger dead cat bounce. Now this is the best case scenario the way I can see it, but this is on the small time frames. On the bigger time frames it needs to do something magical, right? So on the bigger time frames over here, this engulfing candle, this red engulfing candle, sorry about that, let me just do it like this over here and I clean it again. There we go. This red candle needs to recover. It needs to recover a lot, right? So over here we got a major support level at 114, which is actually broken down here towards downside. We also got a major support levels down here all the way at 108, something like that. It needs to be broken towards downside to confirm this move. But right now bearish engulfing candle right back up there again over here after picking up all of the this move towards upside. I don't know if you've been following, but there was a lot of short liquidations of the short positions, and especially when you start going up here. So over here we went down. A lot of people are piling into short because they were hoping it's just going to continue towards the outside. Over here we liquidated a whole bunch of shorts. We went above these wicks up here towards stop, as you can see up here. And right now, once all the shorts were liquidated, people became bullish. Right back down, all of the longs were liquidated again. Now, people might think that once you get these big moves towards downside, massive fear that there is no other place to go than towards the upside. But what I'm going to show you is that this is actually what actually happens at the end of the bull market, right? So if you look over here at the chart and you look at a weekly time frame, what you're going to see, this is actually very normal. Oftentimes at the end of the bull market you get these kind of candles over here, right? This is the 4th December candle up here. We went up here, we pulled back a little bit, and then we had this candle. What you're going to see in this candle, there is a big body on the top with a big wick on the downside. This was a 4 December dump that we actually predicted. This was 30% dump on Bitcoin. But it did signify that, you know, it's pretty much over, right? So over here, people might, you know, it pulled back and consolidate over here and pull back over here. But this candle up here told that, you know, this is pretty much over. Over here, you see these two big candles towards the downside. So, you know, every time you see big candles, there is very high chance that it might be over. Because you could have pullbacks, but, you know, when you have these kind of pullbacks like over here, and, you know, the reason we have a big wick on the downside is because there is a lot of longs get liquidated and new positions get put in, and then you have what's called a, you know, dead cat bounce. So this over here is a dead cat bounce. This comes up here again. So people have still a lot of hopium, and this is very, very important because right now people have still a lot of hopium, and I do not want to live on hopium because I've been through a couple of bull markets and bear markets already, so I know that we can't come on top and you live on the hopium. It's pretty much over because a lot of people are living on the hopium. This is gonna bounce. It might bounce, it might not bounce, but, you know, living on the hopium is very, very bad. You also see this over here previously, over here in 2017, the same kind of candle. You have a big candle, big dead cat bounce, and you can see up here right now the hopium is that, you know, we might recover a little bit over here towards the outside, but over here you see as well big fat red candle, bearish engulfing candle with a big wick on the downside, and then there is of course volatility. Now the second important thing over here to notice is that oftentimes you get some kind of zigzag pattern or these dojis right after that, because indecision, where you know, bullishness, bulls trying to push the price up. Over here as well you see the same kind of, you know, what is it, same kind of doji over here, and, you know, consolidation up here before we continue towards downside, right? But in 2020, this is 2022, over here is when I actually lost hope, right? I was way too bullish, way too much hopium that this is gonna go over here and then continue towards the upside. But I did capitulate over here, not over here towards the downside, but somewhere over here when, you know, when this move up here that broke towards the upside came right back down again, because over here what you're gonna see, there was actually a box over here, and there was a very nice line over here. There was a line, this was a double bottom, right? And when you went up here, I said you cannot go back down again. If you go back down again, that's very bad. Oftentimes when you got some kind of, you know, major level of resistance, you break that, but you failed to pump, and you can see over here we went up, we failed to pump right back down again. That was very, very bad. So right over here on this candle I capitulated, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty much over. But it was too late. It was way too late, because, you know, entire move down over here before, you know, I could already capitulate over here. But I just had too much hopium by that time, and that didn't happen, right? And now it's the kind of same thing, right? So we have this big candle towards downside. Am I gonna wait until the, you know, every single indicator is showing me that we are done or not? I don't think I want to do that this time. That's why I'm making the video. I'm saying I think it's over. I don't know. There is a slight chance, and I'm gonna show you the chances, then we might go up, but I want to be, you know, there and say that, you know, I don't want to be all the way down there. What I'm saying, I don't want to be down here and saying it's over. I want to be up here and saying it's over when I think it's over. And I don't want to live in hopium, right? So no hopium over here. We just focus on what is. So this part over here is extortion pattern, extortion breaking towards downside. Now there are of course levels that needs to be broken for us to capitulate totally, and one of these levels is down here at the bottom. In the because over here we had managed to get this 102k level. We managed to hold that level. You can see up here this dump came all the way down there to 103, 102 levels, exactly to that major support level. But over here there's also a level of 111,000. We are still above that. So yes, on the monthly time frame we're still above the major levels, but it's over before you actually break them. When you break these levels, it's pretty much, you know, confirmed. But what I'm trying to say is there's a very, very slight chance that this might actually continue towards the upside. There is Bolligen's bands that I want to talk about over here. And if you remember, on the weekly Bolligen's bands, we were expecting one of these things to happen, right? Big moves towards downside. So these are a big expansion. So when price starts going towards upside, this goes towards downside. Price goes up, this goes towards up. There was no this thing over here. But what is happening over here on the downside is that right now, in the monthly time frame, we got one of the lowest contractions of the bands, right? So the big move is gonna happen. It's gonna be towards upside or downside. So this contraction is not telling us whether, you know, we're gonna go up or down. These contractions are telling us that the big move is gonna come very, very soon. And if you look over here on the chart, what you're gonna see up here, that every time we had this big over here we went towards the upside, over here we went a little bit towards downside, over here there was a big move towards upside, and right now there's something big is gonna happen and we're gonna have a big move. I'm just putting these over here so you can see that. So we're gonna have a big move very, very soon, whether towards upside or towards downside. I do not want to believe in hopium and think that it's going to go even higher than that, 200k, 600k, whatever, 150. My target was not actually that unrealistic, 140, 150, but right now I don't even see that because of what's happened yesterday. If you look at it yesterday on altcoins, everything exploded towards downside, right? 50, 60, 70% down, smashed down towards upside. And it is very, very strange because we did not smash down from the tops. We smashed down from the bottoms over here, right? So this over here is just one of the coins. This is Anchor, right? It didn't do, you know, move up here and then smash towards downside. It went down and then smashed from the bottom into the more bottomless pit of nothing, right? It smashed even more towards downside. This is very, very common for a lot of coins, right? A lot of coins are down here at the bottom. Sorry about that. Let me just pull this back. There we go. A lot of coins are on this bottom and right now, and they are pushing down towards downside. So it is really hard to understand, you know, where did the alt season go, but unfortunately times change, you know, and stuff goes, you know, south. And for a lot of these coins, stuff did go south. They did have some kind of alt season, and alt season was up here this April, June. This is December 1st, right? So all of the altcoins did have this pump up here around December. Over here, even June before that, 2024, right? So any kind of coins that you look at over here, this is December, November, like they did pump. I'm not gonna say they didn't pump. They did pump, but they did not pump like 10x, 20x or anything like that, right? Can we wait to 2026 for bull market? And this is the thing. I don't think we can actually wait for 2026. Let me just see over here on monthly time frame on Bitcoin. Let's go over here on Bitcoin monthly time frame up here. But there's also weekly time frame. Yeah, so weekly time frame also when it comes to Bollinger's bands, the big move is coming, guys. I don't know what kind of big move it is. It is the big move, and it is very likely it might be towards downside. It might go towards upside. I'm not saying that again. I just saying that, you know, I've been here before. When you hope something's gonna happen, oh please just go up, you know, explode towards the upside. It is probably not the best place to be, right? Oftentimes it goes towards the downside. So I'm trying to be ahead of the schedule and say that if big moves come, the likelihood for that to happen towards the downside is very, very large. It is bigger that it's gonna go down than towards the upside. The weekly chart, monthly chart. And we can also see there is more, guys. There is more. Let me just clean up the chart over here, and let's pop the RSI. Let me show. No, let's do it like this over here. Let's clean up the chart and let's pop RSI. Relative strength is. So what I'm gonna see on relative strength index is that it's also very bad. So this is the monthly time frame. Weekly time frame RSI. And you'll see over here then that while the price has been going towards upside, entire move is been towards downside. And even over here on this last move, we touched that move towards the line, and right now we're still being pushed back. So it is very, very, and every single time, every single pullback up here was down to the 50 lines. Right now we also to the 50 lines, but hoping that this is right now gonna break towards the upside over here. I don't think we have time. That's the thing. I don't think we have time. If it's gonna break towards upside or something like that, we gotta go into, yeah, you know, over here November, December, January, February. Like it's gotta go over here in 2026, and that's gonna break the 4-year cycle and stuff like that. It just doesn't seem that it's gonna be the case. The likely right now, yeah, over here you pull back every single time. There was this, you know, 50 line that's holding. But as you just right now saw that on Bollinger's band, we have this contraction of the price that right now is telling us that the big move is coming, and the big move just might be right now, because after 1, 2, 3, 4 times it might be all the way down to the bottom, right? So we are looking for something like this over here, this move up here. You can see also here when it went towards upside, over here it was holding these levels over here, right? There is this corona dump, so we are not counting on that, but you know, these 50 levels were holding, and at one point they break down, and that was the part where I was telling you that, you know, where I capitulated because it came back down inside below the resistance level over here. I don't know if you can see that, but let me zoom in a little bit over here. It came down below the resistance level over here, right there. I capitulated, and then it moved all the way down to 30 levels. But before it did that, it did this move down. You can see this big move down, back down to these 50 levels. And over here we have these 50 levels over here again. So I think that there is a very good chance right now that Bitcoin might go down to these, you know, 30 levels and stuff like that. How low that's gonna be for Bitcoin, I don't know, but what I do know, if Bitcoin does that kind of move, we're gonna have capitulation across the board when it comes to altcoins. And some altcoins are gonna literally die. Some altcoins will definitely not survive the bull market. That's just the way the game is. You know, stuff goes down, some altcoins die, projects get cancelled, you know, tokens, you know, go to zero. It happens. But I don't see how this is gonna go towards the upside. That's what I'm trying to say. If this on the weekly time frame, on the monthly time frame, it looks there is something that's actually worse than that line over here. Let me just where is the oversold gradient? There is a base there. Let me just turn off this. I don't like that. There is go. So over here in this move towards the upside, what you're gonna see over here that we had a very nice trend line. And this is a trend line, right? So this is RSI's trend line, also very important when you're analyzing the price. And what you're gonna see here is right over here, we actually broke the trend line. So after we had the bull market up here at the top, 2024 top, we pulled back, we actually broke the trend. So entire trend from the very bottom, all of these big move towards the upside, they were climbing. And over here we had, you know, we had a higher high and a lower high up here on the RSI. We broke the trend, we retested the trend up here at the top right now, and right now it is curving towards downside. That's also one of the things I don't like actually on the RSI. On the monthly time frame, is it looks like that big move is gonna be towards downside. Unfortunately, it looks like it's gonna be towards downside. So the way I see it, I'm trying to find the you know, hopium. Where is the hopium? And one of the hopium is that, you know, Ethereum didn't make all-time high, so it needs to make all-time high. Right? And that might be the case, but everything right now is telling me that it's pretty much over, right? It's pretty much over. And December 20, can't love them, yeah. Contract trend line brought monthly. So on Ethereum over here, this is on the weekly time frame. Ethereum over here also, we had a trend over here that's actually broken. We had a small move towards the upside, and right now it's still continuing towards the downside. So everything right now looks like it wants to go back down below these 50 levels, especially over here on the monthly time frame, right? Right now, this over here, there was actually a line over here that we actually broke towards downside. You can see up here we broke, Ethereum over here broke towards downside over here. But when we were down here at the bottom, I wasn't afraid that we are actually, you know, in some kind of bear market or anything like that. I was actually extremely bullish down here at the bottom. And we exploded towards upside up here, above these two highs up here, create a new high up here. Unfortunately, it does this move where it breaks up here and it fails to hold. Now it's still holding above that. And that's also another, you know, thing that might keep me, you know, mentally bullish. But if price breaks major resistance level, fails to continue towards the upside, goes back below that line, it's pretty much over. So the question is, I'm gonna wait for next 20 days for this to break towards downside or not? I don't know. If you look at over here, this is the Bitcoin CME chart. Bitcoin CME chart did not break towards downside. I'm just gonna pop the moving averages up here, and I gotta use 4 moving averages because I'm waiting for, let me just say, white, red, orange, purple, there we go, and just this 10, 20, 50, there we go. So what you're gonna see here on the CME chart did not in fact break below 10 and 20 moving average. Another thing that's keeping me bullish, CME chart is holding well. You know, but you know, we try to find some kind of hopium anywhere, and I don't want to be in that place, but unfortunately we are in that place, right? And one of these things is that CME chart is not broken down just yet, and as long as it's not broken down, technically we are okay, right? So if you look at a chart like this over here, as long as this candle is not closed yet, we are okay. And the next week, we gotta come right back again. So we can break it towards downside, but we gotta recover again towards downside. So you need kind of like, like 2 candles after breakout towards downside upside to confirm something, right? So over here we had, breakout towards upside. We had to do something over here towards upside, but right now we right back down again. So the only way that I can see right now, I'm giving it 1 more week for this to recover back above these levels up here towards upside over here. And if that happens, 150K is in the books. Unfortunately, I don't see it. And I've been having fear about this for, ever since maybe over here, give or take. I did know that, there is very, very good chance that we're gonna have the top. Over here, this was not the top, so I knew that there is a very high chance for this to break towards upside. But now that we did break towards upside, there was also this pattern over here. So oftentimes when you go towards upside over here, you create this, curvature, over here. No, where is it? Weekly time frame. This curvature up here, right? I mean, you cannot see it that well over here, but it looks like curvature, right? So you have this curvature up here, and then you have this big move up. And what happens up here in these kind of patterns when you have this curvature and then big move up above the resistance level, oftentimes this is picking up the liquidity and just goes straight back down again. And that's actually what happened, right? We had this curvature up here, we picked up here, picked up liquidity, and right now we are dumping down towards downside. So the major level up here right now is around 110K over here. That needs to be broken towards downside. We're still above that, but it does look ugly. So I think it's over. I don't know. But I don't want to be living in a hope and telling you guys that, we might survive this somehow and there will be alt season, because right now I am all out of hope. And the bullish thing for you guys is that oftentimes when I'm at my, at most fearful levels, it's oftentimes where the bottom is. This is truth, by the way, right? We have been oftentimes somewhere down at the bottom, not at the bottom. There has been a big cascade of dumping, and oftentimes when I come to some kind of level, I become extremely bearish, and oftentimes that means that that is the bottom. So for you guys that might actually be very, very good, that I'm very, very bearish right now. Anyways, I did not read the chat, but how you guys doing? Do you have any questions? That's what I want to know. TLI is the hero we all need in those darkest days. Unfortunately, I'm not the guy to tell you that right now that's everything's gonna be okay. Hope you're good, man. I am good. Unfortunately, I'm down big on my altcoin portfolio, and most of my things were bad. So there's another thing, right? If we had bought Bitcoin, just Bitcoin, nothing else, I mean, there will be no problem. Selling up here at 111K, you holding Bitcoin 711K, like, that's good life, man. You buy 20, you sell 111, that's good life, right? Unfortunately for me, I was stupid. I wanted big gains and I bought a lot of shitcoins that are right now down 70-80%. How can I, after 4 years, be down 80% of my altcoins portfolio? Like, it's just insane, right? But what is this guy gonna do? What am I gonna do? Go cry? Nah, I'm gonna pick up the scraps. I'm gonna do whatever I can with that. I come back and next time buy Bitcoin. But I did notice something from previous bear market. In previous bear market, there was a lot of YouTubers that I have been following that are not making any videos anymore, because oftentimes people will make videos for 4 or 5 years and they got burned out and they don't make videos anymore. But there was a couple of guys that turned mega bullish, not mega Bitcoin maxis. Like, they used to make a lot of altcoin videos, and then suddenly at one point during before the previous bull market, during 2021, they suddenly turned Bitcoin maxis. That also happened in this bear market as well. People that were oftentimes proposing this is good altcoin, that's good altcoin, suddenly turn Bitcoin maxis. And I think it has something to do with they got burned on altcoins, just like me. I got burned on altcoins, and right now I just want to turn Bitcoin maxi, so next time it dumps down, I will be Bitcoin maxi. You might not believe me, you know, I might trade everything, that doesn't matter, but when it comes to Bitcoin, I am Bitcoin maxi. Bitcoin maxi, Tesla maxi, you know, maybe some other companies maxi, but definitely not altcoin maxi, unfortunately, guys, unfortunately. But there's that, you know. But I did see that a lot of people turn Bitcoin maxis after I get burned on altcoins and everything else, because I mean, if I just bought like this, like there is no problem. Like, we are correct about everything, every single move we have been correct about, right? Even up here, like, I will still believe it's gonna go higher, but I can no longer believe that. That's the thing. So I'm not saying it's over because I want it to be over because I'm gonna cash out. I have nothing to cash out. I'm down just like a lot of you guys. I did not have leverage position, so, you know, I did not get, you know, my portfolio didn't crash. Like, I'm in spot, but I'm down by a lot. I would love another pump, but I have no idea about this market. With 4 hours ago, I had the peak around this time in between 120 and 140, which we already hit. But the rest of the market has just been disappointing. End of this. Yeah, the altcoin market has been disappointing. I mean, there has definitely been coins that have been pumping nicely. There is definitely, I don't know if you remember, 2024, we actually had, and this was also one of the reasons that I have entire 2025, I have actually been scared. I haven't been telling you about it, but I've been scared because we had altcoin season. I don't know if you remember, Pepe, Dogecoin, Brett, all of these, VIF, right? We had coins that are pumping like crazy. We had mega euphoria in altcoins, guys. I don't know if you remember, but we had that. There was euphoria, there was bullishness over here. Like, look over here. Let me find some meme coins over here. This is Pepe, right? I mean, we had euphoria. There is zero indication that we didn't have a euphoria. There was euphoria. Everything was pumping. Everybody was super happy. The problem was it came very early. The Christmas came early when everything pumped, right? And altcoins did also well. So if you look at some altcoins, I don't know, Gala up here, right? Over here, it had big pumps. Now, unfortunately, it didn't go above all-time high and anything like that. But, you know, we had big pumps up here. This is a March up here. This is November, December, right? There was pumps. There was times to get out of the bad coins. Unfortunately, a lot of us did not do that. No, we're gonna ride it all the way up to November, December, and then exit the market, you know, at the very, very top. Now that is the case for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin that does look like it has 4-year cycles. Unfortunately, a lot of these coins that are down by large. I mean, it's saying how much the bad drop. Yeah, not in the chat. I don't, man. I gotta know. What's up, Burin? Hey man, Milesh, it's weird to have a bear market soon. Doesn't make sense. I don't know if it makes sense, but, you know, there is that. Hi Tila, very bad monthly as well. Everything, I mean, I don't know if the monthly is bad. So if you look over here on the monthly time frame, you're getting this doji, right? You're getting this doji, but this was over here was not bearish engulfing. We are still above the 10 moving average. It does look bad, but if you look at the RSI, if you look at the MACD, we can also look at MACD. Let's turn this off over here and add the MACD over here. You can also look at a MACD. Also the MACD, guys. MACD. Let me go to another chart over here. We have been doing this jump towards upside, but look at MACD. Look at MACD. And right now, this is first pump, second pump, third pump. What are you gonna have? The fourth pump? There is no fourth pump. So this looks like you're gonna get this bearish cross up here on the monthly very, very soon. And that's why I'm saying, if you consider the bearish cross up here, and also consider the Bollinger Bands are all the way down at 12%, and the weekly is all the way down at, I don't know, down 1% down here. The big move is coming, and that big move does look like right now it's gonna be towards downside. Unfortunately, it does look very, very bad. I have hopium, but, you know, it does look very, very bad. Sup, man, Rob, Beardman, hello. Bull market still play, just a little correction. I would like to hope that is the case. Unfortunately, I am too bearish to see that, because I'm trying to find hopium, and the hopium is the stupid Ethereum didn't make the all-time high. That is the hopium. The stupid Ethereum didn't make all-time high. We gotta make all-time high. That's it. That's the hopium. That's the only hopium I have, guys. Literally. I cannot understand for life of me why Ethereum has performed so badly. Because you gotta understand, Ethereum had actually a very, very good chart. All the way up here, it, you know, during the capitulation, it continued climbing towards upside, right? It, you know, higher. It has one of the best charts. This was over here, mega dump over here, and, you know, right back up there again. Especially down here at the bottom. I was, you know, stupidly bullish still, because, you know, way too long time left to go. But I cannot for life of me understand why Ethereum didn't create all-time high. What is Ethereum right now? You know, bad coin. Everything is built on Ethereum, but why didn't it pump? Like, does Ethereum not matter anymore? I don't know. You remember me? I was there all the times. I remember when you were tracking lunar phase and expecting a big event on a specific day based on that. David, I'm sorry I do not remember, but since you know where we come from, you are probably here. But nice to have you here back in the chat again, though. Yeah, lunar phases also. If you want to know about lunar phases, right now we got what's called supermoons over here. Unfortunately, the supermoons indicate right now they starts October. No one is in November over here and December. So we got three supermoons up here at the top, and it does indicate that that is the top right now. By the way, guys, I think I know why this is the top and not this over here. And it has to do with lunar phases. Let me see if I can try to find the chart. I think I posted the chart. It was very bearish chart because the way I figured out this was the top based on that chart. I did not believe it. You know, over here, 2024 is the top, but I did not believe that. And you can see up here, over here, it looks like it's gonna go down, but I did not believe this is the top. But I did find the chart, and I do think I know how to predict next top where it's gonna happen. So, you know, do continue following me, because I will post it either on X or Telegram channel, or I will make a video up here, because I do know the reason why this was the top, and I did see it, and it was bearish because I could not believe that 2024 could be the top. But based on the moons and how this can play it out and how many, you know, cycles it goes through, this was the top. And but I'm gonna show you that another time, right? This market looks easy, but it's the hardest. I don't know if it's easy or hard, man, but you know, buying Bitcoin is easy. Everything else is hard. I want to still streaming is another bullish signal. That's also the problem. So yes, so I often see, I don't follow Ivan Tech that much, right? Last bull market, he stopped streaming during the move towards upside. So if you look over here, during this move up here towards upside, he stopped streaming right over here somewhere, right? He stopped streaming right over here and he said like, yeah, guys, make sure to take profits, right? Because it was pretty much over. Then he went on to build Morales and everything else. But this bull run, he is been on all the time. And that's because he already built Morales. Right now he's got a lot of money. So he's streaming, he's, you know, shilling, he's whatever he's chilling. The fact that he's still streaming is not actually bullish. It's not actually bullish. Not only that, he has been through a lot of bull markets. And he does also see and notice that, you know, something is wrong. So if you look at his latest videos, you will notice that he is kind of, you know, done as well, or regret later. I remember altcoin pump. I made a chunk of Pepe and took a whole day to Lisbon from. There you go. Like there was definitely altcoin season, guys. Unfortunately, it wasn't 2017 altcoin season that big. It wasn't 2021 altcoin season, right? But it was altcoin season. We cannot say that it wasn't altcoin season. It was altcoin season. It's over, bro. When did it start? Rotten cheese, exactly. When did it start? Now it started down here. We can definitely see when it started. But you know, for altcoins, unfortunately, so you know, learn my lesson there. So never buying anything. So from now on, I only buy good shit. Only good shit. The Tesla, the Bitcoin. What's more is good? What more is good? I don't know. SpaceX is good. Yeah. So I'm not buying anything that's shit. That is my lesson. This bull market taught me, do not buy shit. You can trade shit, just don't buy and hodl shit. Could you show your long-term moon phases chart? I don't have it here. I think my moon phases is gone. I did have it somewhere, but you know, it's pretty much gone. But when I find the moon phases, I have the moon phases chart, and I know that I was very, very bearish in December 24 because of the chart, but I just didn't want to believe it. And I'm gonna show you, like, it does tell you exactly when stuff is gonna happen, because you know it goes into cycles, but the 2024 is supposed to be the top. Hope you're good, sir. Stay safe out there. You too, man. RSI is bad. Everything bad. See you in a few years, my friend. 2027, man. 2027, somewhere at the bottom. By the way, man, I'm gonna show you something. I don't know if you're still here, but in our Telegram chat, I wrote and pinned the comment. I wrote, Bull market is over when Mladen returns to the chat. Unfortunately, you didn't return, so people still think it's not over. But you know, maybe in 2027 you return. So I'm gonna write a new message: bull market restart when Mladen returns back in the chat. This is definitely the end of the bull run. We're in denial and anxiety phase. I think so. I mean, I have been here before. I know how I react when I have too much hopium, and I don't like that. I don't like having. I know altcoins are bad. I know I'm down like 70-80% on a lot of my altcoins, but I gotta kind of accept it and not leave. Yeah, it's gonna come back. You know, because when it starts dumping, and because this is not capitulation, you gotta understand, this move over here is not capitulation, guys. This is definitely 100% not capitulation, guys. People are still in hope. Capitulation is when people lose hope. That's down here. This over here is capitulation, right? When they lose hope and there is nothing left, that's capitulation. This move over here is the hopium. People, you know, over here, let me just do it like this, zoom in. This move over here, this first move, this dump over here, people are still have anxiety, but they still hope. You know, it's gonna recover, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna come right back up there again, no problem. Like, oh, double bottom up, it's gonna go back up there. Like, that's not capitulation. This over here is capitulation, and when it capitulates, we buy again, guys. We buy again. So unfortunately over here, I mean, if it goes up, it's all good and dandy. But you know, I'm probably gonna sell, guys. I'm probably gonna sell. So I'm just saying that, and I don't see it. I don't see how you can, like, if the last thing I'm giving it right now is the next week, because we have to have some kind of big move. We have to have some kind of major recovery that, you know, something's gonna happen. But even right now, you can see that Bitcoin is down 2%. Like this move over here. This move over here is still playing by the book, by the way. Don't get too bearish right now, because we just had a massive dump over here. This can dump again over here to 105, even more than that. But I still think that this is there will be some kind of recovery over here before it actually continues more towards downside. So this move over here is just going to continue, but there is a lot of selling. You can see it even over the chart over here. There is still, you know, a lot of pushing towards downside over here, especially if you break these levels down here at 110k. You might see another dump down, another 60% dump on altcoins, guys. And altcoins seem so weak. I don't know why, but altcoins seem so weak. So I wanted to say something yesterday but I did see other people saying the same thing. They never seen that everything is down like 50, 60, 70%. Like, that's insane. In 2021, during the dumps, everything was down 30, 40%. 50, 60, 70%, no. You know, when stuff was going down in 2018, 19, like, did we have like 30, 60, 70% dumps in 24 hours? No, we did not. So it was, you know, special event that happened. It's always over with a massive correction. Let it find its ground. But this ground is gonna take a while. That's what I'm, you know, buy the dip. Men don't follow any advice telling you to buy now. They want you to be in their extra liquidity in exchange and rinse the liquidity. We had the bull market, guys, and it was 2024, unfortunately. The way I see, Zcash will be Bitcoin. Yeah, Zcash is the only coin right now that's performing well. Zcash up 30%, and Zcash is still going towards upside. So, you know, but even Zcash has a good chart, man. Look at it, this bottom that you can see up here. I was looking at it went down over here, then it starts slowly climbing, right now explode. I don't know what happened up here, but you know, I like. So here is also for the next bull market, guys. When you see charts that are slowly climbing towards upside, these are good charts. Sorry, left for a few minutes. Normal weeks get filled, so I think all downside weeks will get filled like the upside weeks normally get filled. Yeah, that might be the case. So if you look at chart right now on Bitcoin over here on the small time frames, small time frame, we might see again a dip down to 100k levels over here. That is very probable. 130 next week. Oh, I saw already, not coming back soon. 2027, you coming back 2027, man. Anyways, guys, that's the only thing that I want to tell you, that I think it might be over. I don't know, but I have reasons to believe that it is. And people right now that are down 70-80% are gonna do like I did before and gonna have a hope, and hope that it's gonna recover. It can recover. I'm not saying it cannot be a recovery, but I'm just saying that for my sake, and you know what I'm thinking is that it does look very, very bad. Unfortunately, we missed the real top. That was 2024. That was the real top. That was the alt season. Yes, altcoins didn't pump, 30,000%, but that was the season. It went down. we had the altcoin season, we had the bull market. The thing that's happening right now is the exhaustion up here at the top. This is just exhausting the rest of the longs. And once it starts breaking towards downside, it's pretty much hopeless. It's pretty much hopeless. Now, I do hope that there is some kind of move towards upside and we may make it out of this alive, but it looks bad. I think this was a clear manipulation by exchanges. The wicks on the downside of alts will be filled whether you like it or not. No alt season this year or next. But we have already had 4 years up only on Bitcoin, right? We have had already 4 years. So people are talking about, you know, this is longing cycles. We're gonna have top somewhere in, you know, 26, maybe mid 26, 27. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna go a little bit down, then it's gonna come back right up there again. I don't know. When it comes to Bitcoin, the next time I'm buying Bitcoin is down here. I'm gonna show you. I'm not gonna show you the price, but I'm gonna show you on the RSI. It's pretty clear, you know, what's gonna happen on the RSI. So if you look at RSI over here, and look at a monthly time frame, the next time I'm buying Bitcoin is gonna be down here when RSI hits these 30 levels again. Because that's the, you know, it doesn't have the 30, but you know, down here at the bottom, right? And right now, wait, you can see up here, I mean, the cycles are same. The cycles are same. Expansion is coming, guys. Expansion is coming. Just start Bitcoin cycle, only Bitcoin cycle from now on. Unfortunately, only Bitcoin cycle. There has been coins that have pumped a lot, guys. You cannot say that coins have not pumped a lot. Yeah, the Cardano, 2024, big move towards upside. And right now down, and it's continuing towards downside. I don't know, it looks bad. Again, yeah, altcoins disappoint a little bit, but some did good as well. Overall, all nice profits, but expected more. Bitcoins did expect. Yeah, Bitcoin did more than expected. My first target for Bitcoin was 80K down here. I don't know if you guys know, but my first target was down up here at 80K. But when I saw that, you know, it went up here, you know, I redrew the chart, and then my next target was up here between 50 and 140, give or take. That was my next target. But you know, a lot of people are expecting this move towards upside. But if you look at over here at the pattern, if you look at the pattern up here, it doesn't look like it's gonna do that, because there is two ways these kind of patterns play out. You know, they either break towards upside and then down, or they come up here somewhere right in the mid part up here, fail to get up there, they go down, break that over here, and then go into capitulation down here, right? So as soon as we start breaking up here, this is gonna be big move down and over here. I'm thinking below 80K is capitulation, guys, by the way, just so you know that. Below 80K should be some kind of capitulation towards downside, so I'm expecting kind of that. But yeah, definitely 100% disappointing altcoins. I did buy, I'm probably down more money than you guys. Just so you know that. I'm probably down more money because I bought my altcoins down here. And you just saw most of the charts. And my biggest portfolio is ApeCoin. I'm gonna show you what's happened to ApeCoin. I mean, it's terrible. Like there is no way this thing is coming back. Look at ApeCoin, guys. Look at ApeCoin. Like this is my portfolio. You understand over here, right? First time I bought up here at $4 up here, something I don't know, like crazy up here, right? And then second time I bought down here somewhere over here, right? At one something over here. I don't know. And right now I'm down like 70% even on that, right? And this is my biggest portfolio, or biggest coin in my portfolio. And it's down by 70%, like, it's crazy, it's insane, right? And this chart just keeps on going down. And when you see stuff like this over here, you think, ah man, it's a box, it's gonna go towards upside. But right now, like, it can still go down, guys, maybe below zero. I don't know if it can go below zero, but, you know, this can always go down. Like, over here, it went down, I don't know, it went down pretty much like 0.01. But when it comes up here, it can still go, it can always go 90% more towards downside. It's just insane, right? And you see over here also, December 2024, it had a big move towards upside. I was super happy up here. And you know, that's it. Done. I expect around 1020 for the bull run. Well, then you expected well. You hit it on the dollar. You know, it was 125 up here, but you know, this is pretty decent. The reason my target was 80K up here for the bull run is because Previously, my target was also over here on 80k. Never came that high. So this time I didn't want to put it, you know, around 100k or anything like that. I was like, you know, what is the most reasonable thing it's gonna do? 80k. I was like, from 20 to 80k, that's like 4x and anything like that. That's gonna be perfectly fine. Bitcoin goes up here, goes back down again. That's gonna be fine. The fact that it's up at 126k, it's actually more than actually I believed. In the last part of the bull market over here, I thought that, you know, it might come to 140, 50, but right now I see that that's gonna be very, very hard. There is that. RSI is too low. It can get lower. Trust me on this, man. It can get lower very, very fast. All the altcoin charts look terrible, to be honest. We either see a sharp V reversal by Monday on alts, or we're down only from here. I have hopium that it's gonna recover. I have hopium that, you know, it's gonna be fine. But yeah, I gotta take the big decision right now. Do I sell 70% losses or not? Or do I wait for, you know, more down and capitulation, and then, you know, sit down with 90% loss? So I'm gonna probably, you know, do that tonight, you know, before the Monday at least, because I'm not waiting for Monday, guys. It might recover. That's the problem, right? It might recover over here big, and we still got until December, guys. Because if you see over here, like where December over here, April, January over here, December 24 up here, right? That's December. You can see up here, it went all the way into December before the top, right? Previously over here, top up here. Where is December up here? November, December up here. No, 31st December. It actually dumped down, but you know, December up here. This is December. It actually 8th November. 8th November. It was actually the top. 8th November over here. That was the top over here. So it went to November. Can it go even shorter? I mean, it can. Over here it was in December, right? Over here it was previously before that. Over here this was also mid-season, June, April up here, May up, April up here. Obviously November over here. When was over here? This is also mid-season, April, December over here, right? And right now we're coming very, very close. I mean, very, very close. You know, when Trump talks, I don't know. So, you know, people are blaming this on 100% tariffs, China war and stuff like that. I think it might have been some kind of catalyst to dump it right now. But over here, when we were at the top, up here, and this last candle, right? Over here we were at the top, and this over here was just a doji and just waiting up here. I did see that, you know, it might dump because, you know, what's happening and tariffs. But I did not see that altcoins are going to dump down 7%. I did not see that. 70-80% on altcoins. How can you even see that? Like, XRP did well and Turbo as well. You know why? Yeah, I mean, if you look at XRP as well, XRP did well, guys. XRP did well. XRP did very well. It went above all-time high over here at 3 point something, 3.6. I don't know, over here right now, consolidating, right now pulling back down again. Is there a chance it's gonna go up here again? I don't know. So I'm gonna still continue following the chart, but it is you know why not altcoins? Because Solana meme coins and BNB meme coins are taking all the liquidity. There won't be alt season like 2017-20. Yeah, that might be also the case, because in 2017 and 2021 we didn't have, you know, 3,000 new meme coins a day, and liquidity they are going into those, right? So that might be the case. Thing changed. The biggest lesson we can learn from this is, number one, good coins survive, right? Good coins being number one, Bitcoin. Ethereum did survive. You might say whatever you want about Ethereum, but it went up to 4K, right? The good coins survive, right? It's not below all-time high or anything like that, right? It did survive. Good coins survive. BNBs was one of the good coins, right? Because one of the biggest exchanges just doesn't die. Where is BNB over here? I was always big proponent of BNB. Where is BNB? Up here. All-time high up here. You can see up here, you know, right now consolidating, you know, it went up there. Like, good coins survive, right? If you buy good coins that have a, you know, cash flow, whatever, they have something, right? If it's company, they have cash flow. If it's some kind of coin, it needs to have some kind of usability, right? So all of the meme coins are on Solana. So there are no meme coins on Ethereum anymore. So maybe that's why Ethereum didn't go above 4K. All of the meme coins are on Solana. They're not on Cardano or Matic or anything like that. That's why Solana pumped, because that's where meme coins, that's where the liquidity is, that's where money is being pumped. I don't know why Tron did well, by the way. I don't know why Tron did well. It looks like it's a good thing, but I don't know why it did well. So over here, I'm going to show you Tron. Tron has one of the most beautiful charts. Parabolic move towards upside, exploded up here. Right now, even this chart over here, this parabolic move towards upside, but this over here was explosion, this exhaustion pattern right now, this looks like it's going to go towards downside. I don't know why Tron did well, but good charts continue. I mean, good charts do well. Good charts do well, right? Good charts do well. So that's the biggest stake. So next bull market, when I start buying, I'm gonna buy good stuff. I'm definitely 100% not buying bad stuff, just good stuff, just the very best, the cream de la creme, you know, the very best stuff. 20% at the bottom, 28 start of the move. I don't know if it's 28 start of the move, like it could be very fast. So if you look at a chart, I'm thinking it might be actually a V-shaped recovery, because oftentimes Bitcoin comes down and does this, you know, the box on the bottom before it goes, right? But this time around, I think there is a very good case that there might not be a box. And the reason for this is this expanding instrument pattern, right? So this expanding instrument pattern, right? It goes down here, it drops down sharp, and then, you know, it comes very, very sharply towards the upside. So it drops down sharp. Just speaking by experience, you know, how these you know, bottoming patterns that do work. I don't know how but it drops down sharp, and then it recovers, and then it finds new bottom over here. So you have a very big drop, pullback, and then you have accumulation phase before it continues towards the upside. But over here, this might actually be the case right now, because I don't think we ever did that. We did not have this sharp move where everybody thought everything is dead, you know, pick up, then pull back up, then have the box, and then continue towards the upside. So, you know, that might be the case. So I'm looking also that, you know, in 2026, 27, we might have something like a very V-shaped capitulation move towards downside, where we just pull back up. Okay, see you, man. Good luck to you and the family. You too as well. By the way, I hope you got some couple of more kids. Take care, man. I'll see you. Ada, this is Snack. Yeah, I don't know how is Snack doing. I know a guy here in Norway who is just holding Snack and never sold. So, you know, I don't know if Snack is doing well. Let's see. Snack Ada or something like that. Or Snack USDT. Is this the coin? Oh, it's down a lot. But he bought like the first day. He bought like the first day, like very, very low. Like, but I don't know. Did he sell like this over here? This also came in. See? Everything topped out up here in December, like everything topped out in December. Right now we are again way too far. We did not call it the December 2024 top. Transparently, some infrastructure for stablecoins. I don't know, but yeah, BNB is like FTX, so you think it's gonna dump? My ApeCoin, yeah, exactly, man. I'm not into meme coins, but Snack is one of the biggest projects around. I don't know, man. Snack is also done. Like, it did pump. You know, I wish that guy might. I wish the guy sold. I mean, he's still up like millions on Snack. Like he bought the very first day. This thing. I don't know. So we did have the bull market, guys. It happened in 2024. After 2024, it's just been hopium. Unfortunately, I cannot sit on the hopium anymore. That's it. That's all I want to say. I think it's over. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. The chances are, the way I see that, it's over. You do you, I'll do me. I will be making more videos eventually in the future, but you know, the worst part of making videos when it comes to YouTube crypto is during the dumps. And right now, if this starts going the way I think it might go, it's gonna be very, very ugly. So nobody's gonna make videos. But trading to the downside, I think everybody's gonna do that. Hope you're doing well. And remember, even I'm down a whole bunch, 70-80%. You are down a whole bunch, maybe a lot. I don't know. Just remember, money always come and go. This is not my first bull market. This is not the first time I lost money. I did lose money. And the biggest reason is because I mean, on good coins I'm up, but it doesn't help because all my spot altcoins are down so much. Right? Because it's gonna pump. But just remember, there is no reason to be depressed over it, right? You lose money, shit happens. There is another day tomorrow. Sun goes up, you know. Life is beautiful again, you know. You down by a bunch, you know. You get money again. You work. Stuff happens, right? People recover. That's the thing. Like, there will be new bull market. There will be new, you know, things. We are a little bit smarter than before, and you know, we move on. Thank you for watching. Again, subscribe. We'll be making video at another point. And everybody that's been in the chat, thanks for joining me. By the way, if you're not in our private Telegram chat, join that, because, you know, I'm always there. I got nowhere else to be. So, you know, there's always five guys talking in there. But, you know, when the bottom hits, you want to know. That's where you know. Thanks for sticking around. See you around, guys. Bye-bye.